Welcome back to the Overwatch World Cup 2017. We are back in what has been a very even quarterfinal here so far, Hex. 1-1, USA versus South Korea. But now, USA might be heading into South Korea's territory because they are very good on Assault.
Very good on Assault. HANAMURA is a map that we expect, probably both of us, that South Korea should win. It's going to take a bit of a miracle for the United States to win, but I mean, they already took one map, and that to some people that would be a miracle already. This South Korean team, the heavy favorites. United States has been hanging with them toe-to-toe, so it's still anyone's game in what is now essentially a best-of-3.
No doubt about it. I mean, you look no further than what happened in tournaments such as Apex, where Western teams were historically a bit weaker on Assault maps compared to South Korea, which really all the teams there embraced this style of map, and I really do expect to see just nothing but excellence here as we move in.
It goes back to what the desk said and what the keys for South Korea are and what really defines their play, being coordination, teamwork, and in my opinion, the most impressive has been their patience. In fights that I thought they were lost, they were patient. They knew when they had to go in. They brought it right to the brink of their timings, were able to get the right ultimates when they needed them because of their great sense of timing and patience.
Well, now we take a look at the South Korean defense here, Hex, and they are busting out the Orisa here on point A, but also the Roadhog for a little bit of extra poke, but we have swap on the offense. All right, United States moving forward right now, and for now, they're going to use Jake here in the back, and I think they swapped to this Junkrat Hex to crack that Orisa shield. Yeah,
Orisa's shield is going to be something that is always going to be a problem unless you're throwing a world of damage into it. You need to contain those small windows when it's down because its cooldown is so low. SuzuKube again has been a terror. However, taking down Toby means that this offense has a huge window to be able to push now.
And Jake, he's going over the top. He's sacrificing his body for the cause, trying to break this South Korean defense, which is still very well organized here on the top, but Zumba's gonna go down. Jake gets his men, and this might be a quick first point capture indeed.
SuzuKube did the best that he could, got a couple of kills on his own, but again, once I mentioned, you take down Toby, then the resurrection, which is essentially your reinforce mechanic on the defense, unable to do it. SuzuKube overstayed his welcome, gets treated to a plate of mine.
Jake doing a little bit of emoting there, and why not? That was a phenomenal display of Junkrat's skill, heading over the top, able to crack that South Korean fortification on the top. And Rockus, that's a big pick. He got Flower there.
Yeah, Flower has wilted. That forces out the resurrection, and Toby's not anywhere near his Valkyrie, which means for the next 20 or so seconds, deaths will be permanent.
Jake right now moving in, and here comes Riptire. This could break this wide open for the US, looking for anything, and uses it to demech Zumba. Zumba's out of the mech, and now Team USA has to move to capitalize on this.
That makes a lot of the damage is going to be able to come through as they try to remech. That is a huge pulse bomb, takes out Sinatra, takes down Toby. The United States rolling through here on HANAMURA.
This is absolute insanity. They have cut through the South Korean defense like it wasn't there at all. Jake has had himself around. 2 ticks already for the United States. Jayhawk has to come out with the emergency transcendence to buy South Korea some time. Toby now flying in, a resurrection, but is it going to be enough?
Toby goes down again, and right after the resurrection, he gets no more percentage charge on his Valkyrie, which is so important. United States dominating the kill feed. There's simply an ice block on Mano. Man's not hot, he is down. United States will take last point.
Man was quite cold next to the bay there, Hex, to say the least. Wow. This is supposed to be a strength of South Korea. Yeah. We know how good they are on Assault. And
stunning.
What do you do when you have a player like Jake come in there and break all the rules as Junkrat?
Just super aggro as Junkrat. Sometimes you want to keep your distance and just crack shields. You want the consistent damage up. Jake says, I have 2 concussion mines for a reason. One is for flying and one is for fighting. And he goes, uses the one, drops it in over the top, and just does so much raw damage from the damage boost from Adam as well.
Worth noting here for Assault, even though that was incredibly impressive by the United States, and they've certainly put themselves on a good track. We're talking about a team of veterans here for South Korea where they could easily strike back with just as quick as of a time. So this is still anybody's game.
We have a long way to go. We definitely have a long way to go. That is about a good of an assault on HANAMURA as you can ask for, especially going into second. Look, first, if you can hold once or twice on first as a defense, you're happy. First is not necessarily where a lot of teams are able to hold at the highest of levels. But second is where teams run out of gas, get stalled out, have to reset constantly. To be able to have the push the United States had is great for them. 5 minutes on the clock and they're back.
I would say no matter what here for the United States, they're playing with the house money to some extent, because even if they get absolutely shellacked by this Korean offense that's going to be coming in here, it can't really be too much quicker of a time than what they just said. We would just go into another set of rounds.
Yeah, it'd be very difficult for them, but I believe we'll be seeing a lot more HANAMURA as we go forward. The United States going to try to prevent that and try to pull out a defense here. For the moment, we do have Flower queued up on the WIDOWMAKER on the offense, and that's the window you see right there is the perch that she wants to get to. It's actually custom made for Widow.
Well, Flower certainly going to be looking for those opportunities, but you're going to have to shoot through shields here, though not really many. It's just fact. Oh, wow.
Rock is almost punishing Flower there with a volley of destruction orbs. Now Flower looking for the lines. The United States has to react to this. They have to fight outside of sight lines.
Flower right now, this is a good perch. Doesn't have too many shields to worry about. Cool Pat already demeched. This is a decent opening here from South Korea, but Jake takes the hope away on the soldier. Not even the jump grab this time.
Jake doing a lot of work. Sinatra now brought back into the mix too, but
oh my goodness!
Decides that he is going to be the anti-mercy, takes down both the resurrected heroes.
And this is why Flower is so good. We know we can play just about any hero, and his WIDOWMAKER right now, keeping South Korea in this fight. However, resurrections are in. United States respawns are coming back. This has been a brawl, but you gotta think South Korea is going to take advantage of this in just a moment.
Yeah, it took a little bit. Just another plump right to the dome of Jake, and that Flower is poisonous.
This Flower is definitely no rose. Oh my goodness! Grab Sinatra, somebody stop this man! Everything is going South Korea's way, and Flower has been on fire.
Just amazing Widow play. You can't ask for any more than that. And we talk a lot about HANAMURA last with your win condition being getting a Soldier 76 on the high ground. You know what's sometimes better than that? Getting a Widow on the high ground who's playing like Flower right now. He's going to have infrared sight up, and now he can see through walls.
I don't really need him on the high ground the way he's playing. I just need him in the game. He has been playing out of his mind, shot after shot. The United States, at some point, you have to consider, do you go to a different shield tank here? Because Winston is not providing them cover, as Jake basically cut down by Flower. Jaehong had the support, but now they have created a great opportunity as Flower locks himself into position.
And this is the pressure put to the defense. Do you send someone up to deal with Flower? Do you fight on the point? You can't leave Flower alone up there. They are going to try to dive him. It's only a Winston so far, but his team comes back to support him. They know where their bread is buttered.
Well, there's bread getting buttered, but finally Flower getting taken down. USA says, please stop, no more. But will it be enough? Jaehong says, no, this is still our fight. We're going to move up the Transcendence. Toby healing in the back, still very much alive. Space being made by Mano here on the point. And South Korea still very much could take this here.
Well, Toby is out of the fight now, and Adam at 93% and counting on his Valkyrie should be able to bring people back to life. It hasn't been clean enough, but here comes Mano punching people down as Adam falls in that fight.
Oh!
Waits for him, and now that's the corner combo as Raucus falls.
1,000 IQ corner combos. Is this a fighting game? He set that up looking for the corner trap and got it. However, the United States has respawns coming in, and they should get a breather here to reset and regroup.
South Korea will hold on to at least 33%. That's what we talk about. Adam falls to Flower. They've had no good answer to this man.
That is the best pickoff they could get. The pressure is coming back in. South Korea says, we are going to take this point. Another 2 pickoffs. It's 3-on-6 right now as Jake goes, what have I gotten myself into? Winston on one side, a Widow in the back, and South Korea should be getting on this point in just a moment, but Adam is back in the fight and flying.
They're doing such a brilliant job of playing around Flower, though. He's got a Winston there to keep him safe from the Genji. Adam has brought back a couple back to life, but now they have to make this commitment, and that commitment shot out of the sky.
When you look at a Widow and you say, Widow, please never swap. That's far right now, but he's under pressure. The Genji coming in from the back, but he shakes it, uses the grappling hook, gets out of sight, and South Korea just half a tick away from bringing us to extra rounds.
Adam down again. There comes a pulse bomb as well. It is all South Korea in the kill feed. Now no one is up who's going to be able to pressure Flower, and Flower takes advantage. Another block onto Jake. Oh my goodness. United States allergic to Flowers.
That was a show. Flower coming out with a statement there, just dominating across that entire attack round. Really nice stuff from South Korea. However, Hex, as we go forward, the USA still has a bit of a time edge in what could be a very back-and-forth slugfest here between both teams.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. Let's just give flowers too, because that is what a good Widow can do for you. It changes the scope of the battlefield. When you put a Widow like that on high ground, someone's got to go after. As good as Jake's performance was, I mean, it's really just two completely different styles. This is raw, brute force, Junkrat, America, and then you had Flowers' precision flicking on the head for South Korea. This was the most entertaining HANAMURA offense I've seen because of these two all-star DPS, but it's the highest skilled hero in the game. Theoretically, if you hit 100% of your shots on Widow, you're never going to lose a fight. And he was 80% headshot kills. That was crazy.
Whenever I play Widow from here on out, I'm going to imagine I'm Flower. Be very disappointed when I'm not, but that was inspirational.
Flower on WIDOWMAKER nearing 10,000 damage. On Widow, nearing 10,000 damage.
Well, here's the thing, Hex, because USA did have a time advantage, South Korea is attacking again. We are likely going right back to the Flower show. And Team USA, they haven't made any swaps here in the defense in the term of like running more shield tanks. In fact, still on the Winston, so there's gonna be plenty of opportunities here for Flower once more.
One of the issues is one of the best answers to a Widow is your own Widow. The person who plays Widow best on the United States is Raucous, and you don't want to give up your Zenyatta in this situation either.
Flower right now looking for opportunities. They did lose Tracer early on in this fight, so he can't be quite as aggressive, but at this point, at least the United States knows who public enemy #1 is. The question is, can they do anything about it?
That is the question. They're trying to play out of sight lines. They will take down Mano. That should force out an early resurrection, depending on what they want to commit to this. Mano could just jump back in the fight and wait for regular respawns. It seems like that is the method they want to go with, and I think that's the right choice.
Flower right now, looking for his opportunity, but notice the change from the United States here, where anytime Flower looks down the scope, he's like, where is everyone? Hiding in sheer terror, Hex. That's what's going on right now.
It's a smart adjustment for the United States to be hiding out from it. You understand the threat, and if you aren't going to be able to deal with it, fight in a place that they can't hurt you, and that is in the corner right now. You're going to try to send Coolmat out because you have to at least contest the point at some point in time, and they don't know what angle they want to take to do so.
Well, at some point, they're going to have to get back onto a point, but Matt, being sneaky, applies some pressure to the Flower, but just backs out. Still has plenty of a good sight line here, looking for more opportunities and just hitting Fact over and over again. However, he got Primal Rage up. He can use it here if he feels under threat.
Valkyrie has been used, and they will double down and use Transcendence at the exact same time. Usually not a good sign. Toby will resurrect, but now the United States, knowing that they just burned several ultimates, tries to take the fight to South Korea.
And the United States, even though they've had to give up ground here from time to time, this has been a very good adjustment to what has been powerful Widow play from Flower. And my question is, with 2 minutes left, does he stay on it? No, he doesn't. He swapped to the Genji.
United States made the right adjustment, and they know that they can't take the fight to them. The United States is hiding away. They will only pressure the point if South Korea does so first, and then it doesn't really matter what Flower's been doing. So he's on the Genji. We are under 2 minutes. 2 minutes for me is the cutoff of when you want to switch heroes. It guarantees you get an ult on that new hero. That's the time you see a lot of composition switches. We'll see what Flower's Genji can bring.
And for South Korea, this is where they're going to be going in a little bit more together here, utilizing the Genji dive, making room for Flower, and they're just sauntering their way onto the point. United States backing out, more than willing to give up a little bit of room here, and Jaehan gets picked off. That's big. It forces out the res, and Matt gets Toby. He punishes him for that resurrection.
Toby out of position, and they knew exactly where he was going to be coming to. When you pick off a high-value target like that, you can almost guarantee the res will come shortly after. Still extremely back and forth from the United States and South Korea as they fight over this point, but Adam uses his Resident Sinatra. Adam, if he can stay alive through this next fight, will have Valkyrie for the final fight.
This is getting rather grim here for South Korea, where even though we were entertained by an incredible WIDOWMAKER show, they are down to their final minute to get any progress here on first. It's going to be very difficult for them to take this map if the United States is able to complete this point A defense.
Flower making the switch at 2 minutes means he will have Dragon Blade up. That is one of their best hopes. They also have the Pulse Bomb. The DPS have to get paid here. They have to be efficient with their ultimate use because the United States is ready to bring people back to life.
And Jake, he has the visor in the back. He's going to have it for what very well could be the final fight of this, but Raucous, he's blown up. Adam has to res, but it's a safe position. He's not in danger. Jake taken down immediately. That is huge. Adam, though, has used the Valkyrie, will bring Jake back up. Jake is without visor, though. The visor, it's gone. And here comes Flower, the blade. Long have we waited, looking for anything right now, and taken down by Sinatra.
He's brought back to life, of course, bladeless as well. This is a brawl on the point, as it is now down to about a 3v3, fighting it out. Flower will get the dash resets, will come and cut through, and yet again, a great example of patience from this South Korean team as they waited till the last second to resurrect, waited till other ults were out to use Blade, and now they are finding what they need here. They should be able to capture point.
This is plenty of delay coming out from Fact Fiction, but at some point, you gotta get out. You have to know when to fold them, and this is the time to fold for point A. However, South Korea is only going to be getting about 30 seconds to work with here, Hex. The United States has a very good victory condition if they can just stem this final push from South Korea.
The only ultimates on the field are a couple pulse bombs for both sides, but then Jaehong has Transcend. Do you just walk up Broad Street? Do you come up top and then go down with Transcend? They have the advantage here because support ultimates are that important in fights, and Flower, if he can stay alive, 73%, could have a game-ending Dragon Blade, sorry.
You see Zabelby moving around here to the top, has Pulse Bomb, just looking for the early pickoff, and that's a really good target there to the back. It sticks! Goodbye, Raucus! You're coming back up, but the damage has been done. Gets backed. South Korea being surgical here, as they are not giving up without a fight. The U.S. pushed to the limit. Adam is down. This could be a second point take by South Korea in extra rounds.
Mano just punched the life out of the United States. He took down both supports with Primal Rage. It is all South Korea in the kill feed. Fact gonna try to come out here and stall, but they're gonna do their best to cut him off. And in that short period of time, their last push, South Korea finishes HANAMURA for the second time.
Now that they've been able to take it for the second time, they only had 30 seconds. They had no margin for error here, Hex. But now there's no guarantee that the U.S. is going to be able to come back and capture the map again. 5.5 minutes or no. We saw the power of a team getting a round to make adjustments and how USA reacted to South Korea. And yet, now South Korea, this is a very well-coached team. You have to think that they're going to make some serious adjustments to the Jake Junkrat play we saw in the USA attack.
Again, on that last push they had onto first points, it was just so patient from them to wait for Jake to use the visor, to wait for the resurrections to come out. If you've noticed, the constant theme when both teams have Valkyrie is that the United States is forced to use theirs first. So then they have all 6 men up, they're feeling good. All of a sudden, here comes South Korea in a long drawn-out fight. Here comes Toby bringing them back to life. They wait till the last second to press their advantage, and that has been the killer in some of these late fights.
A hallmark of South Korean teams going back quite a while on Overwatch right now is just smart ultimate economy and smart positioning. And even when they had a little bit of a rough go in the beginning here of HANAMURA or towards the end of that attack, they could still utilize those things to bring a game back from the brink, which is what we just saw.
Well, here we go. United States on their second attack, 2 points to South Korea's 4 points. Must finish out HANAMURA yet again with 5.5 minutes on the clock.
United States, plenty of time to work with here, and I think Jake realizes that adjustments were going to be in play because he's not on the Junkrat this time around. He's on the 76. This is a big deviation from how the U.S. ran this initial attack, but it's smart. It's sort of, I know that you know that I know type of situation.
Exactly. Sinatra's been doing some scouting. I think they want to move the United States in up to the left side and take the stairway side. That's exactly where they're going right now. Sinatra scouted out where South Korea was and says, the path is clear, guys, come on in.
Sinatra just being the distraction into the back line, drawing some attention. The rest of the United States, if you take a look, now they're moving in. Sinatra says, hey, I got 3 people chasing me, maybe 4. Move in. And now they're focusing on Mano, but Mano's able to leap right out. This has been a chess game between these two teams.
It's just trying to get the other team out of position so that your mechanics can shine through. Both these teams both so mechanically gifted that it's as well as like a beautiful stick onto Flower. He is resurrected immediately, but there's not enough reses for the South Korea team. US has a man advantage.
They have a man advantage. They are putting South Korea in check, that much is for sure. Jake in the corner, uses attack visor, health station, keeping him up, looking for the final few kills, and he's gonna get them as the United States well on their way to taking point A.
I praise the patience of South Korea coming in there, but Sinatra was waiting for them to chase him so that they could open up that left side. You knew that's where the United States wanted to go as soon as they put Jake on Soldier 76. It's a great angle for him to sit at the top of the stairs and do that damage. Great scouting, great survivability by Sinatra to do so, get them out of position. A great plan executed flawlessly by the United States.
United States now, 4 minutes to work with as they go for point B. It must be a full capture, and they just go for the high ground here, Hex. Fact, moving up, but also having to move back. Doesn't have the support he needs to immediately stay up there. And Jake, he was going on the flank, cut down by Mano. The dive was there immediately, and he wasn't resable, but look at that. They waited for Fact to clear the way before the resurrection came in.
Sinatra's got to be careful. Oh, he dies in a pretty rough spot, and I don't think they even have a resurrection to go use on him. However, Jake gets 2 critical kills taking down Toby and Flower, and even without Sinatra and Adam, they might choose to go in to try to get some progress. Yeah, they're using the Transcendence they should be going.
Well, we talked about chess here, and this is the checkmate position for a soldier. On the top, a tack visor. Oh, the deep in your face. No, that's not checkmate at all. That's just doom.
That's what I do when I get checkmate. I just flip the board over and say we're playing checkers instead now.
Well, Diva's flipping the board, but the U.S. is still in here. The tanks of the United States, they make the room required. And can the United States get back in here? They're doing everything they can. Sinatra running amok. And South Korea is still very much in a tough position as player after player is getting taken down.
They've gotten Toby several times now. Adam comes in with his Valkyrie, the blade out from Flower, but he's going right into support. Ultimates gets a couple, but Adam brings Rockets back to life.
And Jake there at the Helix Rocket shuts down the Dragon Blade. It is back and forth. It is a top-class prize match right now. Both teams giving their all into the point, and yet South Korea hasn't given up a tick here. This has been masterful delay where the United States, they feel like they're getting something. They've been getting kills, but they haven't been getting progress.
They've just not had the people on the point to get progress, so no one is around and alive. Flower has swapped over to the Bastion, but Jake with a masterful pick on Toby as he comes in to try to bring this team back to life. As you mentioned, though, still not a permanent progress marker for the United States.
And this is a case where, again, that Sablebeak goes down to the Helix Rocket. The United States burning the Transcendence, dominating space on the point, but South Korea always has one person on here. It's always contested. Zumba rezzed back up, and still yet a tick has been given in this fight, which has not ended and has actually been very, very good for South Korea.
Sinatra still in here, will finally fall. I feel that South Korea is playing a different game than we are watching because it seems frantic to us, but I imagine they're calm as can be. Guys, it's fine. We have one person alive. He's stepping on the point. And after all of that, in which the kills favor the United States for over 2 minutes, they have 0 progress on HANAMURA last.
It's not about kills, it's about the objective. And South Korea knew what they were doing in that entire time, where they always made sure they had one person on the point to delay. Doesn't really matter that the United States was out killing them there because intelligence won the day.
Adam will have Valkyrie up. Toby's still a mile away from it, but they've got other stuff to work out. Surprise Bastion still in effect here. Sinatra's going to throw that pulse bomb. We'll get 1 resurrection out of Toby, so now the United States knows they have a small window in which their damage will matter.
Flower right now under pressure. Fact getting in there and getting right out of there, courtesy of that Gatling gun on Bastion. Transcendence keeping everyone on the South Korean side well alive. And Flower, he's not done yet. It's Winston season, and no, doesn't quite finish it.
That's somewhat okay for the United States because they wanted to get a fight, try to bait out ults. They did not necessarily do that much with the ults. They baited out Transcend, which is good. Adam will have Valkyrie for this next fight, which could very well be the United States' last chance.
40 seconds remaining. South Korea on the verge of bringing this map back after a rough start. They have been sublime on this defense. The United States, they do have a Valkyrie in reserve here, Hex.
They're trying to get Jake on the high ground, but that's exactly what South Korea knows where he wants to be. They're trying to deal with this Bastion. Jake finds an angle, and they will eventually take down Flower. Toby will res him and Mano. However, it's this time with Adam who has the resurrection advantage.
Adam, Valkyrie in progress. They take Flower down again. This time he's not being put back together. Jake sends his blood in the water. The tack visor is up. He has you in his sights. The United States trying to finish this one out strong as time is expiring. We're in overtime. Let's see where this ends.
They got 1 tick, they got 2, they are counting up. It looks like the United States is on the way to closing out HANAMURA here. Jaehong off the Mercy, just desperation onto the points. They're trying to find anything here. United States just looking to close this out.
And they might be doing just that. Sinatra, 2 critical kills. The United States has finished off HANAMURA. My word here, Hex. We get an extra minute for a little bit of extra
you just want to see it go all the rounds. We get one more round of HANAMURA here for these two Titans to slug it out. This has been one of the most entertaining HANAMURAs I have ever seen.
Now as we go into the final rounds here, we've seen both teams try to outsmart each other. Adjustments for days. If you are the United States here, do you go back to the Junkrat? If you are South Korea, do you open with the WIDOWMAKER once more? Where do you think these teams are thinking right now?
40 chess, attack Symmetra. They'll never see it coming, ZP.
That was not on the list of answers I was expecting, so you're right. No one would expect the attack Symmetra. I fully agree.
I feel that with a minute, you should run a dive if you can, if you feel very confident that. I also think Widow would be good at the minute because you're getting one crack at this first push, right? You really don't get a chance to reset. And Widow, you live with it or you die with it. You either get the couple picks that you need or you don't. But I've seen what this South Korean team can do, so maybe you run the Widow, maybe you do both. It looks like they just want to run a Genji.
Why not? Flower has been phenomenal on Genji, and his pool is such that hit scan projectile doesn't really matter, plays a bit of everything. The United States, they're going to open this up being very respectful of the potential Widow play, but you got to think that they're going to be a little bit more aggressive when they realize that, hey, Flower's on the Genji, but they might not have the chance. South Korea blitzes right in. What a sleep dart.
The Ana Lucio combination comes right in, but that means that death is permanent as Jaehong will fall to the Pulse Pistols of Sinatra. Now even up though as Adam falls as well. The United States getting some trades here. This one is a bloodbath back and forth. Both teams fighting in a very strange spot on this map.
That was a corner for Sable B and the D.Va support, but now he's way in the back line. The United States was able to secure themselves here. We're down to the final 17 seconds, X.
Sapiobi is nearing a pulse bomb. He's still in the back line. Flower with the last second switch onto the WIDOWMAKER. They're going to bum rush the point and hope that people get out of line and Flower can punish.
All right, Flower the WIDOWMAKER. It began with this. Why not end with it? Raucus, though, gets Jaehong early on. A massive pickoff here for South Korea, but Flower strikes right back. He looks rocked back, under pressure. Jake, 4 HP, doesn't quite finish it, and Jake gets the kill. And it matters most. The United States on the verge of a first-point hold.
Jake just peekaboos around the corner, finishes off Flower. The United States will hold on first points. The worst they can do now is a draw.
That was on the razor's edge there. Whether it be Flower just a little bit more on point there, killing Jake and turning that around, or Jake just getting that 4 HP kill a little bit sooner. High tier Overwatch X, it comes down to the small things.
It really does. So smart for the United States to take down Jaehong, who we know, and I agree with everything that the desk said. There are support players, and then there are transcendent support players who are, I mean, it's not even arguable. He's the best support in the world. I don't know. Come fight me at LAN if you disagree, I suppose.
Well, you are at LAN right now, Hex, so I'd be careful. But yes, I fully agree. Minus the fighting part. I'm not a fighter.
Well, they took him down first in each of those fights, and without running a Mercy, that is permanent, so they tried to scrap it out that way. United States only needs to get 33% progress on HANAMURA first to take the map over South Korea.
This would be huge for the United States. This is a map where they could take away a strength of South Korea and what has been one of the most incredible HANAMURAs we have ever seen. 1 minute left, Hex. Here we go.
Well, this is interesting what the United States is on now. I'm not certain they're going to stick with it, but they do have some strats up their sleeves. See if they leave spawn with it. No, it's just the speed boost. So Fact is going to switch to a Winston instead. They wanted to get everyone in position first, not running triple support. Just going to run standard here. The first kills are going to be so important.
In the United States, they might only have one good crack at this. That's why they're moving the speed here. Moving off to the right. They want to give Jake some room to work with. South Korea diving in immediately, contesting them from getting what they want. But instead, Zumba's demech. Zumba's out of the fight. He is brought back up, but the res now on cooldown as Jake is in a very good position. Let's see if he can capitalize on it as he's looking for Toby.
He's brought back up as baby D.Va though, so that is not the greatest resurrection. They might even bring back Matt because why not? They will do that. They jump off the roof. Helix Rocket still so tense right now. The next couple kills with Resurrections burned are going to be the most important ones. Flower down.
Adam almost has Valkyrie up. This is huge. He's built it up in one fight. Adam flying to save the day. Way more healing for the United States. An extra resurrection. The tag
did get a resurrection off before he died. Adam brings back Rockus. There comes the pulse bomb. Self-destruct will annihilate Rockus as well. But there's only a few bodies left for South Korea on the point. But Sepyoba takes down Adam and Sinatra.
What a hero play from the Tracer of South Korea. Flower to the barrage over the top. Could this be a draw? It is. South Korea defends. Are you kidding me? What a game.
Just amazing individual performances from the DPS of South Korea. That fight felt all but over. They had taken out Toby on the other side. They'd gotten their Valkyrie up to get resurrections. But when the DPS on the other side are going 2-0 trades, that's a hard fight to win. And both Flower and Sepyoba, whew.
I'm almost speechless at just how close that was between these two teams, where you talk about good Overwatch. What do you have? You have great mechanical play. You have great game sense, ultimate economy, and positioning. And then you have players that are heroes with hero plays out of nowhere. We have seen that and more here today. But guys, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, the next map will be underway.